Yes, yes. Welcome to another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at Yes Club. I'm your host, Cornell Bunting. I'm so excited today. And before I talk about my guest, because she is so amazing, she brought me flowers, people.
That's right.
Listen, this is so dope. So we're going to be diving into some beautiful topics today. But before we go into all that, I got to tell you guys, this young lady, Carolina, has done this organization called Carolina's Compassionate Consulting. And she's going to be talking a little bit about that. But before all that, you guys will get to learn a little bit about her story, where she was from, and all the beautiful things. So without further ado, Carolina Ferrer,
Yes.
welcome to the show. And then, of course, we have one of her mentor. As you guys can see him back here, he look like that macho man. It's a beautiful thing. I'm really excited. Say hi to the crowd.
Hey everybody, my name is Rudy Ramos. I'm
Yes.
excited to be here.
It's a beautiful thing. So listen, guys, you guys are in for a nice little treat today. We're going to tell the tale. So with that being said, Carolina, I would love for you to take my listeners back to the early years. Where were you born? Where you grew up?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for this
Yes.
opportunity.
Definitely.
I gotta give honor to who honor is.
Yes.
Okay, I have
Yes.
a level of respect, and
Thank you.
this is one of those dreams that comes through.
Yes.
As you walk in faith and hope.
Yes.
And we finally have arrived here
Yes,
because we've had a
yes.
lot of conversations.
Yes, we've had a lot of
for
conversations.
years in the past, and we finally
Yes.
made it work. So
Yes.
I thank you so much for
You're
this
very welcome.
opportunity
Very
on a
welcome.
Friday at 8
Yes.
o'clock. We all had to wake up early to do
Yes.
this.
Yes.
So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yes.
So a little bit about me. I was born in Colombia, and it's not North Carolina, it's South America.
Yes.
I was born to two amazing human beings, and I came to the United States when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
My parents brought me here to have a better future.
Okay.
Back in Colombia,
Yeah.
my family was associated to some drug situations,
Right.
cartel, and
Yeah.
my parents wanted a better future
Yes,
for us. So we
yes.
waited for a visa for 10 years
Okay.
to be able to come. And that's kind of how the story unfolded.
Yes.
Right, as an
Wow.
immigrant
Yes.
with a lot of dreams
Yes.
of a better future with the land of honey. And we know we have to work hard for all the
Right,
things. So
right,
that's what
right.
I remember as a little girl coming
Yes.
to the States with that.
Wow, that is beautiful. And so with that, we're going to have Carolina just stick a light little pin, and then we're going to tap in with Rudy in the back here just to tell you guys a little bit about where he's from and what it was looking like. Were you born here or you migrated here?
No, so I was born in New York,
Okay.
so I'm American for sure.
Yeah.
But lots of complicated issues in my family.
Right.
The infidelities, divorce, and then we ended up moving
Yeah.
to Florida and then up to Kentucky, where I went to middle school and high school.
Okay.
So
okay.
New York blood, being raised in the Midwest South kind of vibe, and
Okay.
and with divorced parents, you've got the struggles of how to afford.
Yes.
So I grew up in a deeply urban context. Some people might call it the hood.
Yeah. So a lot of Spanish.
Oh well, actually, man, I was the only Puerto Rican in my neighborhood, surrounded by all black folk.
So I got to ask you. You knew about Fat Joe and Fat
Oh,
Joe's.
come on.
Big Pun.
Oh man, you kidding me? Everybody thought I was his cousin.
Yeah.
Everybody thought I was his cousin.
I love that. I love that.
So yeah, man, just having that upbringing,
Yes.
leading me to as I grow and develop, recognizing a need for my own personal development and growth
Right.
to be able to escape some of the situations that I found myself in.
That's amazing, man. This
Yeah,
is
man.
a beautiful thing. And we're going to dive more into that journey, like, how you got to Florida and what that looked like. But back to you, Carolina, with the journey, seeing like the way America was structured when you came Was there a culture shock, or you were okay?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think not speaking English, being first generation, here to understand the language, right? Because I think as kids we pick up the language quicker.
Yes.
And my parents did not speak so well English, right?
Okay.
So I think I became a parentalized child, and I was at 10 years old. I would say 6 months I picked up the language.
Nice.
What that meant is I learned a lot of responsibility, right?
Okay.
Paying bills, going to the stores, being the interpreter, tell them that this is what, what I'm saying. And I'm like, okay, so I had to learn really quick and really fast about life, from a 10-year-old perspective to what's adulting.
Yes.
So I think social work to where I'm at today has been the journey, right? You never understand it when you're in it because you're like, why do I have, you're a kid, you want to be a kid, you want to play, you want to hang out, you want to just be. But sometimes the layers of responsibility later on as you're walking through life, you understand that, that was part of the journey to understand and help other people.
Right.
Which is the heartbeat of what I currently do now, in my practice.
So a lot of your journey, because it seemed like you found medical at an early age. And you got into that field.
Yes. So fast forward, I did dual enrollment. I was a nerd. I knew that my parents did housekeeping, and my mom always said, listen, if you came to this country, it's because you got to go to school, you got to get educated, you got to become somebody.
Yes.
You don't want to be cleaning toilets.
Right.
And they did that, at the Edison Mall. So she's like, you're going to school, whatever you got to do. So I think fast forward, I knew that there was a level of responsibility handed to me to become and be somebody for their sacrifice, right? It's that level of responsibility you hear.
I love that.
So I think in that, I put my focus on we were in church all the time, and I think that really helped shape who I am too in public speaking and talking, because in the church, they just tell you, go do this and go do that. You volunteer for all the things. And as a kid, you don't know. So I think I strengthened the communication tool through the church. And then I think education was also my forte to kind of bring my family out because I felt I had that responsibility of their sacrifice of bringing us here, leaving everything behind. For a better future. So I went to college. I was first generation, graduating with my associates, my bachelor's, my master's. I got a license. I became a qualified supervisor. I have all these letters behind my name.
Right.
But truly the heartbeat of that was a sense of legacy for the responsibility as a child that I felt as if, I needed to honor my family.
Right.
And I think the medical aspect of mental health, and I didn't know I was going to be a social worker. I had no idea. Doctors, teachers, attorneys, but mental health in my culture, or I would have never chosen that. But I think that even God, in the midst of all that, connects you and brings you the people when you don't even know.
This is true.
And that's kind of how that happened. I was mentored, and somebody's like, you're a social worker, and I was like, I don't even know what that is.
Right.
My mentor currently, Yvette Galarza, she's like, you're a social worker at heart. I was 17. I spoke to at FGCU because I grew up here in Southwest Florida, probably 30 years.
Yeah.
And and they said I was a social worker, and I was. And I am.
You took that hat on and you just run with it.
Yeah.
So Rudy, you moved from New York at what age?
Oh man, this is like. I don't even know, maybe 9-ish,
Wow.
9 or 8 or 9.
So a long time ago.
Yeah, long time.
You've been here.
Oh, yeah. Once I got to Kentucky, man, it was, so I consider Louisville like home.
Okay.
New York is definitely roots. All my family comes from there, outside of the island or other places, but yeah, Kentucky it feels like home. Yeah, long time.
That's beautiful, man. And then, so because you got into ministry.
That's right.
Did you get into ministry there, or you got into ministry when you got here
in
Southwest Florida?
So I felt drawn away from street life, just inappropriate, crime and things like that as a teenager.
Right.
I was drawn away from those things by the church, by engaging in scripture and trying to find God for myself.
Right.
And as soon as I got saved, which is around 99,
Okay.
I didn't go to college. I actually ended up signing a gospel record deal,
Look
and
at
I
you.
was a Christian rapper for several years.
Okay. Okay.
We traveled the world, all over America, sharing the gospel.
Okay.
And everywhere that we went,
Yeah.
I found myself connected to pastors
Yeah.
and engaging with pastors. And
Yeah.
I realized like there was a calling for shepherding
Yes.
over my life. And
Okay.
so that's what thrust me into truly pursuing ministry
Right.
as not just a vocation, but a lifestyle.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
man.
beautiful, man. You, you know, we were talking earlier about, you know, your upbringing earlier in New York there, and I know there was a time when Big Pun was like one of the biggest thing up there. And
Oh, yeah.
The Spanish culture is huge though, and I feel like that was huge in New York and what
Oh, my
that
goodness.
looked like. How much of that influence you felt like had on a lot of the youths in the streets and stuff like that?
Oh, man. I mean, well, see, so, you know, yes, we're talking about Latino culture for sure, but,
Right.
man, what we're really talking about is hip hop culture.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
So,
yes,
like,
yes,
hip hop
yes.
was the influence. And, of course, you know, Puerto Ricans were a part of the start of hip hop.
Right,
If you
right.
know your hip hop history.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I gravitated toward a lot of that stuff, which
Right.
is part of the reason why I do some of the things I do now.
Beautiful.
Because there was this air of manhood
Yes.
that spoke to the fact that you had to be really hard, you could not be emotional, you know what I'm saying? You had to be tough, and I experienced all of those things. As a
Right.
teenager growing up, I didn't really have a father figure. I had men that came in and out of my life to try to teach me, but
Right.
man, I was so ingrained with the culture of hip hop and the street
Yeah.
that man, I lived fully this identity of that toxic broken manhood,
Right.
not realizing that I was missing a complete part of what it is to be a man,
Right.
which is emotional and trying to be healthy
Yes.
in my emotions and in my mental state.
Right. Right.
So yeah, so hip hop certainly played a role in that, but you know, leading me to desiring to serve others so
Right.
they could also be free in the fullness of their manhood.
Right. Carolina, when you tapped into the field that you were in, you start working with different people in different communities and what this looked like, and then you got involved with DJJ. How did that pull you to wanting to do more? Where you like, you know what, a lot of these people is not really getting the compassion that they really need.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I think systems, right? There's layers of systems that sometimes are broken, and,
Right.
and people that are working it are doing the very best that they can.
Yes.
Right. So no shame into what everybody is doing in these big organizations like
Right.
DJJ, Lutheran Services, some of those communities.
Right.
I would say that what I found was that some of my tough guys that were, full of anger, full of
Yeah.
rage, full of hatred, full of, all of these things, had such a soft heart.
Right.
And when I got to the bottom of it after multiple sessions of layers, right, of
Right.
talking and really there was some inner child stuff that was missing.
Yes.
And there was a lot of insecurity and a lot of pain and a lot of fear and a lot of who am I?
Right.
And I truly believe that became, and not just for men, it became for me a sense of going for the underdog.
Yes.
To understand that even though people can present so hard, so
Right.
tough, like,
Yeah.
they're ostracized, they're on the side, like, who wants to spend time with people that have mental health and substance abuse and
Right.
drugs and poverty and all that, in the clinical world, it's seen. I was always gravitated towards the underdog. Part
Right.
of it is because of my own upbringing that
Right.
people didn't even realize that
Right.
that was where I came from.
Yes.
Was the underprivileged and,
Right.
being Latina and growing up with a older brother that was into drugs and many different things, and
Right.
boys always around me, and I was the only female.
Right.
But
right.
they protected me.
Yes.
So I think I always, even through my childhood and my connections with my brother father, my career, I always gravitated towards men's mental health as well as women.
Right.
And not having a sister, I think I always wanted and looked for that, which is why I do women empowerment to support each other, because sometimes women can be catty. There's ego alphas, right? And we get caught up in that, just like males have some alpha to alpha male. But when we dissect all that, we realize we really just want to belong. We really want to connect.
I love that. And this question, I love to get both you guys' take on it, because, we're in a society now where they say guys that are, whether they're alpha or not, have a problem with a woman that step into that alpha role. Why you think guys have such a hard time handling a woman that know what they want and is moving to that, and then all the different conflicts that come with that?
Yeah. So I think Rudy probably has a better, from a male's perspective, I know where my place goes. I'm all about understanding what I think. I can speak on the clinical piece, right? So I think the clinical piece is that there is the three reasons, main reasons, there's multiple reasons that men come to see me in therapy, is because some level of procreation, right? Like some, they're not able to perform sexually, or maybe they have infidelity or whatever. So there's that. There is a level of protection, right? They want to protect or control, or there's provision, there's finances, and those three things happen to bring men in for therapy and counseling. Why? Because they feel as if I'm not providing for my family, am I really a man? If I can't protect my family, am I really a man? If I can't have multiple partners, am I really a man? And this comes from layers of language and culture and social things that we've been taught and grown up in, that put man to be this. And I think part of your question is now females, right? Now that we've gone to the workplace, we're getting educated, we are sometimes making more money than the male, or we're getting all these additional degrees. There becomes this struggle of manhood and femalehood that is really, I don't know that it actually needs to occur, except that there's levels of insecurity from both sides, right? From the female side of, don't tell me what to do because I'm providing for myself, right? I have a degree, I have money, we're not in the traditional roles. And then I think for the male perspective, if they're not providing because they don't have education, or there is some financial struggle, then there's a level of they control a different way, right? So the alpha and the alpha, two strong people, if they truly came together to communicate and understand, listen, I got you. Today I'm down and you're up and I need that. And we're vulnerable enough to talk about that. I think that's why the men's group is so valuable to me, is to be able to understand that we all have a place where we truly belong. And once we know that we belong, then we don't have to have these other things that keep us away from really communicating and talking about, no, I'm just angry and upset because I'm struggling in my business, or I'm not making money, or I'm having a hard time. So I think that there's a level of vulnerability that if women, we allowed our shield to go down versus creating this defense and attack towards the males. And if the males were able to understand that it's okay that I don't have to have it all together, and that I have a partner that's not going to point the finger, but that's going to join forces together. And if we need to make peanut butter jelly sandwiches or rice and beans today, that's what we got to do. Or if you're going to take me to Outback and Capitol Grill, I'm also okay. But I think there's a layers of all that.
This is beautiful, and as you guys can see, we just had a young man step into the frame that you guys will get to meet here shortly, so I'm really excited that he made it. Car got him here. Your timing was impeccable, so it's beautiful. And, as you ladies are listening, I know you can tell that Carolina has literally developed a mindset already that she's more developed, where she understand when to step back and when to do all that. But before I do any more talking, Rudy, what was your take on on that, and then from your perspective, where we heading right now?
Yeah, so like, I think that when you're engaged in relationship with someone else, there are some expectations that you may have of what that's going to look like. But if you find yourself intimidated by a woman who is handling her business, whether she's doing that out of confidence and clarity, or if she's doing that out of a need for survival, either way it goes, do you know yourself?
Right.
Do you know who you are?
Right.
If you understand who you are, who you were made to be, then you can be the right size in any room that you walk into.
Word.
You can be the. What happens?
That's right.
Yeah.
What happens is that you walk into a room where everybody in your mind is bigger than you.
Right. Right.
So you're either going to enter that room very small because you want to hide in the back because you don't feel adequate. You're not confident that you have anything to contribute. Or you might walk into a room being extra big, like, yo, hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm here. Because you need to present big in order to assert yourself. And this happens in relationship. But if you do the work to understand who you are, that you are a human being with limitations, that you are you are human, it is a part of us to be needy. It is a part of us to be emotional and be able to express what we're feeling, where we are, and in relationship. Man, how important is that? Because guess what? These ladies aren't mind readers. So brothers, if we are not communicating clearly what we're feeling, even to confess. Hey, I have a little shame because you make more money than me.
Come on.
What a great conversation to have.
Come on.
Right? But to be angry enough for yourself, passionate enough for yourself, to be confident in the relationship, but also to pursue more and to grow. I think that if a brother has an issue with a young lady who presents herself as accomplished, and there's a lot of culture that's saying, nah, brother, you got to put her in a place. Your resources are bad and toxic. And you've got to do the work on your side of the street to be confident enough and to be whole, to be a whole man, to bring what you do have. And if you guys are a good fit, then you can move forward together and produce.
I love that. And you guys hear that. Terrible advice. Don't take that advice and go try to, because they get physical with a woman sometimes. And then
and I don't even look at that as anger. Oftentimes, if I hear about a brother that just loses it and is yelling all the time and expressing in a physical way, you're not just angry, brother. You're afraid. She has intimidated you. Now you're responding in rage, which is anger and fear together. You're scared. So now you're asserting yourself large. Man, hey, you need to step away. Step away, because you're not. And that's not manhood. No part of that is manhood.
I love that. Now, Carolina, you have this counseling organization.
I love it.
That was dope.
I gotta get
that was dope.
Yo,
that was dope.
I couldn't say that better.
You guys heard all of them
better.
gems right there.
You hear that?
We can listen, and we don't even want him to drop the mic. We got
These are some nuggets.
Yes, it's beautiful nuggets. Now, with the mentoring stuff that you do, or that component of, because you got something big coming up tomorrow.
Yes. Please come and join us.
Yes, we're gonna touch on that more. But what I want to do now, just to introduce everyone to the young man that is here right now, who is a friend, who is my friend's son. So this is so dope, so dope. So it's a beautiful thing. I would love for you just to say hi to everyone. Introduce yourself.
Well, I got my family. Hi. It's Charlton here. It's Charlton right there. So, Dini son, Dini first son right there. So, yeah, man.
There you go.
Right there, baby.
So, your camera there as well. So, yeah, this is Dini's son. That's for you guys that don't, well, most of them know Dini anyway. So
of course.
It's a beautiful thing.
She's a community chain breaker with physical health and medical.
So when I learned that you're working with him, I was really excited to hear that, because And I tell people, you know, I said, listen, we need more of us to be out here to work with a lot of these younger, the future, our future.
Yes.
We can't look at it no other way, because a lot of the older generation, we tend to try to hold on to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're going to be running this for a long time. No,
we get scared.
No.
We're going to live forever, but we ain't.
We got to get these guys right so they come and run stuff, you know. But what is the journey like? So, you know, first, I would love for you to just take the listener to when you first met, and then what was that interaction like, and what that looked like?
Well, I would say this. I have been practicing in the Southwest Florida community for 20 years, and I've done a lot of different types of works for nonprofit. I worked in ICU and trauma, loss and grief. In 2020, COVID happened, and a lot of people had a big realization of like, oh my God, is this our life, right? And I think finally everybody that had some level of mental health came together and was like, we're all scared to die. We're all scared. What is this? What is this COVID? That means we're going to die. We can't connect. We got to mask up. Like, I can't touch you. So that was the revelation of Carolina's compassionate counseling, and that was the birthing of the practice, right? And there was very specific things of the vision that I truly believe is not my vision, is God ordained, is God delivered to me. Because finally I paused and he said, peace in your mind, balance in your body, and healing in your spirit. I think as clinicians and people in the medical world, sometimes we just think about the mind. Oh, they're just sick and their mental health, you know, give them a pill or do therapy. And we forget the body. We forget to exercise. We forget to eat right. We forget to take our meds. We forget to, you know, honor the temple, right? And then our spirit, right? We all have a spirit. So, you know, you could believe in and I say this all the time, you could believe in God and Jesus, or you could believe in the stars, the moon, whatever you believe in, and meditate and pray, but you are a spiritual being, whether we agree to disagree. There's a spirit that lives inside of us. Some people call it intuition, that we know, like, what is that, right? And some people have good spirits, and some people got some, I don't know about that, and that's a spirit thing that we as we get older, we start defining that a little more, because it could be confusing, right? So part of this was that the vision, and it has unfolded. If anybody has owned a business or works in any type of, you know, creating a vision, a dream, nothing is downloaded at once. Like that's a false sense of, like you are walking in faith every day, knowing what is next and where's the provision coming from. And you have these dreams as a visionary, but ultimately you don't even know how it's going to populate, which is why I think you and I had talked, you know, years ago about how are we going to do this together in community work, right? So men's mental health became a big thing for me. Because my husband last year had a mental health breakdown, and he's very open about this. He's in therapy. He attempted, you know, he thought about suicide, and we got him into Christian counseling, medication. I mean, his story shifted, I think, for me. And so it's personal. It's personal about, here I am serving all of these people, doing all these amazing things, and here at home, I'm coming back home to somebody that's mentally ill, and everybody's like, oh, you're changing the world, but they don't know on the back scene with my partner what's going on, and I'm giving it to the Lord, going, Jesus, how am I going to carry this? Because that's a lot to carry. Over 700 patients, you know, create a new business. I am not a business owner in my mind. I just have a dream, and I'm coming back home to a little girl, to my husband that had this, right? And so I think the element, and if we could be raw, let's be raw, right? That became the catalyst to saying, wow, maybe I'm missing it in my own household, right? You know, we've done individual therapy, couples therapy, but I realized there's a mental health for men that I may be missing. Here I am serving out in the community, and people are healing and changing, and what's happening in my house? So that truly became, and I reached out to Rudy. I met Rudy, and I said, Rudy, we talked about doing some men's group, and it didn't unfold because the dreams, and we need to tell this generation the truth. truth.
Yes.
The dreams, just because you got the dream, it doesn't mean tomorrow it's happening.
That's
right.
The
Right.
dream takes time to develop, just like pregnancy.
Yeah.
You first have to believe it, receive it, grow it, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and then it, boom, develops.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's unexpected, which is why this is all happening.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
Yes.
August of 25,
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
had met you 2 years ago.
Right.
So our first launch for men's mental
Yes.
health group, I had wanted this like 2 years ago,
Yes,
but I
yes.
wasn't ready.
Right,
And
right.
my man wasn't ready, and all the my other man wasn't ready, and you know what? There was other things that
Yes.
needed to work themselves out.
Yes. The structure needed to get
Right,
right.
right, and finally alignment, which is why you gotta trust the process.
You have to trust the
If
process.
you go 10 steps ahead, you
Yes.
fall on your face.
Yes.
When you trust God and you
Yeah.
trust His divine timing,
Yes.
provision comes.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm not there yet, okay?
Right.
I'm not like, we got maybe 5 men signed
Yeah,
up, and my
yeah.
dream is to get 25 men.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stop because I don't have it all together. I do my
beautiful.
part,
Yes.
and I pray that you're helping me
Yes,
do the
yes,
part,
yes.
and we can communicate this
Yes.
to our Southwest Florida community.
Yes. And,
And
we will be.
and that we're able to see the fruit of
Yes.
coming together from brotherhood.
Yeah, so, and I know, listen, I know you guys going to be upset with me, but this was going to happen. I am going to bring her back because there is so much more we got to unfold, but we are in like the last 10 minutes of the show right now. But, and you guys, I know some of you guys want to come in, and I'm seeing the request for a co-host. Listen, you guys going to get to ask questions. You're going to talk with her. It's not just coming from me. She can confirm it. You will be back on the show. And
Yes.
she's going to come back, guys. I promise you guys. I know we're leaving you guys with a cliffhanger right now, but what I would like for you to do real quick, talk to them about the event that's going to be popping off tomorrow.
Yes.
What that's going to look like, what they can expect.
Yeah. So I actually would like Rudy to take lead
There we
on
go.
that.
There we go.
That's
Yeah.
my man, and
Yes.
he's. I want him to share his heart and what the vision is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow at Carolina's Compassionate Counseling in Gateway,
Yes.
11 o'clock, we're going to go till about 12:30. But we're going to go into this group together.
Yes.
Of course, there'll be a time of ice breaking and just getting to know each other. But, man, the intent and purpose of this is to know that you have entered into a safe space.
Yes.
A place where, as you are navigating your mental health or your emotional health or reforming your ideas around manhood,
Right,
you are in a place where you can say the thing that you've been thinking but haven't said out loud,
Right.
and you can hear the stories from other men who are navigating the same stresses, the same responsibilities, and some of the same pains that
Right.
you have.
Right.
And then for us to come around those together to begin seeing what does it look like to forge forward in a path where we can become healthier in our minds, much healthier in our understanding of emotions, but overall healthier as a full and holistic, a whole man.
Yes.
Right? So in this space, there will be conversations. Man, this is a place where you can tell the truth, where you can be honest and not have to be worried about the judgment because you're in a room of like-minded people who are going to come around you to give the advice, even the challenge to push against some of the cultural mindset or some of the upbringing. And let's go deep so that we can find healing, restoration, and then grow.
I love that. I love that. That's going to be amazing for a lot of individuals right now that is trying to figure out how can they get involved. What could that look like?
Yeah, so we have a website, and we can tag this here, Carolina's Compassionate Counseling. You can also email us or call us at 239-645-3866, and we can put all these links as well. We can tag all our information. The service fee is $45 because we're including, obviously, we want to honor the time, that the guys are doing.
Yep.
And we're here to be open, to connect, and to see truly what God and what this group is going to unfold. The beautiful thing about groups is that they kind of come up with their own identity. I may have a dream and a vision, but the group identity will kind of come about. And I'm very excited that Josh is a young man that is also serving, and I have a dream for him and together, because he's going to be doing legacy building, right?
Beautiful. Listen, I am excited, and you have no idea. I'm excited in so many different ways because we serve over 1,400 youths between here and Jamaica, and I've already talked with actually Josh Mom about having him going in front.
Yes.
He doesn't even know this. He is just now finding this out on here. But
we're equipping him. All things work out.
Yes,
all things work out.
It does, because for us, you know, it's so beautiful when you see another young man that could be doing what you guys are doing, but have decided that's not the path. I do have a purpose.
Yes.
I can add value to society, my community, what that look like. And one of the things I've always tell my kids, you know, there's something that's going to be created that won't be created without you being a part of it.
That's right, because you have your own gift and your own identity, and no one person is the same. We all got our own DNA.
Man, you guys are hearing it. Listen, I got you guys. I promise you guys, I got you guys.
I see all these things happening.
I know.
This man is popular. I had no idea what I was signing up for.
Listen, I'm going to be bringing her back. I know there's more that you guys wanted to know. There's a whole lot more, but we have come to the end of the show. And so real quick, Carolina, if you was to give anyone, introvert, whatever that looks like, just an advice on, you know, stepping out into your purpose, what would that advice be?
Yeah, I would say it's okay to have fear.
Yes.
And want success. I think it's okay to not know.
Right.
And trust that there is something great inside of you.
Yes.
I think the key is in the and. I think the key is in knowing that two things could be okay at the same time. I could walk in faith and my body may feel afraid.
Come on.
I can also know that there is something greater inside of me and I don't know what that's going to look like.
Right.
So if we could step into the comfortable of what God's calling is or assignment or purpose is and do it afraid, that's all we need.
Woo!
That's all we need.
Woo!
That's right.
Rudy.
Oh man, same question. After that, you should have asked me first, brother.
Come on, you're my brother. We got this.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So as a minister of the gospel, I would say having a clear understanding of who you are comes from your ability to see God clearly. So the deeper that you go into relationship with God, the more clear you are able to see yourself, the purposes that he has for you, the gifts and the talents that he has for you, and the vision that he will impart to you for your future. If God has given it to you, then it means that it's already something that he has prepared for you to walk in. So I would say, man, be encouraged in knowing that you can go and do amazing things and grow and develop. And it doesn't have to be in your own strength. You can do it in his until you have been built up with the confidence to walk in the fullness of the strength that he has given you.
Amazing. Listen, there you guys have it. Until we have another decorative guest here, where they're talking about all these beautiful moving parts that you guys need to know what that is. And I promise you guys, she will be back.
I will be back.
But listen, guys, there you have it until our next episode right here at Yas Club.
Yes,
Thank you.
Much love.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.